The Andren Ultimatum. The arrival of the Andren Empire. When the Galactic Andren Empire demanded Earth's total surrender, the humans had other plans. Instead of bowing down, they sent their Black Fleet warships, intending to teach the aliens a harsh lesson about human power. The Androman scouts, who expected to find helpless primitives, were astounded by the rapid technological advancements humanity had achieved in just a few decades. They discovered a network of orbital installations, lunar outposts, and the beginnings of Martian colonies. Technological advancements. Androman scans revealed that human weapons technology had advanced at an incredible pace, nearly rivaling their own. Alarmed by humanity's meteoric rise, Emperor Prior convened his war council. They devised a bold plan: descend on Earth with an overwhelming show of force and present the humans with an ultimatum. Submit to Andren rule or face total annihilation. The ultimatum broadcast. As the mighty Androman battle fleet took up position in Earth's orbit, Emperor Prior broadcast his non-negotiable demands on all frequencies, fully expecting humanity's immediate capitulation. He was shocked when a gruff voice responded. The transmission came from Ricky Roberts, a hardened human admiral commanding the flagship of Earth's most formidable war fleet, ominously christened the Black Fleet for their distinctive stealth hulls. Humanity's defiance. In no uncertain terms, Roberts declared that free humanity would never bow to alien oppression. He gave Prior one chance to turn tail and run. The Emperor scoffed at the offer, dismissing the human threat as a pathetic bluff. With a disgusted snort, Prior cut the connection, smug in his assurance of an easy victory over the primitives. Preparing for battle. Back on the bridge of the Black Fleet flagship, Admiral Roberts turned to his crew with a cold smile on his weathered face. "Looks like the Andromans want to learn this lesson the hard way," he growled. "All ships, battle stations. It's time we show these alien bastards what us humans are made of. All weapons free. Let's give them hell, boys." As a resounding cheer erupted from the bridge crew, Roberts allowed himself a moment of grim satisfaction. If the Andromedans wanted to test humanity's mettle, they would soon discover the grievous error of their ways. The showdown begins. The Black Fleet's first move. The obsidian forms of the Black Fleet sliced through the void, engines screaming as they accelerated towards the wall of Andren warships. On the Indomitable's bridge, a hush fell over the crew as they watched the alien armada swell to fill the view screens. Admiral Roberts leaned forward in his command chair, fist clenched as he clutched the armrests. He glanced at Captain Thorne, who gave a curt nod. It was time. Engaging the ghost drives. "Engage ghost drives on my mark," Roberts called out, his voice steady despite the tension coiled in his gut. 3, 2, 1, mark. A low hum built throughout the human ships as their experimental cloaking devices sprang to life. The Black Fleet rippled and vanished just as the first salvo of Androman beams lanced through the space they had occupied a heartbeat before. The Androman reaction. Emperor Prior snarled in frustration as his gunners reported no hits. The human vessels had disappeared from sensors as if swallowed by the void itself. The Emperor's tirade was cut short as the Black Fleet rematerialized behind the Andren formation. Before the aliens could react, the human ships unleashed a blistering barrage. Torpedoes and particle beams slammed into the Androman shields, making their defensive screens flare and crackle with strain. Several alien ships reeled out of formation, trailing smoke and debris as their armor buckled under the onslaught. Humanity's retaliation. On the Indomitable, the bridge crew erupted into cheers as they watched their initial attack tear into the enemy fleet. But Roberts raised a hand for silence, his eyes never leaving the tactical display. "Thorne, keep us moving," he ordered. "Don't let them draw a bead on us." The Indomitable shuddered as an Andren particle beam clipped its shields. Sparks sprayed from overloaded conduits, and crew members rushed to put out electrical fires. Tactical maneuvering. Roberts hardened his face. The Andromans were quick to adapt. It would take more than a few magic tricks to bring this battle home. "Bring us about for another pass," he said. "It's time we show them what human commitment looks like." Once again, the Black Fleet cloaked and slipped away, leaving the Andran ships to fire at phantoms. Turning the tide. A desperate emperor. Emperor Prior barked orders to his fleet, demanding they anticipate the humans' next move. The battle was just getting started, and Prior refused to allow his grand armada to be humbled by a pack of upstarts. He would burn the wretched ships from the stars at any expense. High above the blue marble of Earth, the deadly dance of fleets continued, the fate of humanity hanging in the balance. Holding the line. The technologically advanced Black Fleet held the line against the Andran horde, buying time with each daring strike. But Admiral Roberts knew they were outmatched in numbers and raw firepower. He could only pray their ghost drives and human tenacity would be enough to see them through this trial by fire. The Andromedans would either learn to respect human dedication, or the Black Fleet would make a valiant last stand for the ages. Operation Sandstorm. Admiral Roberts stared at the tactical display, his face illuminated by the flickering red lights of battle stations. The Black Fleet was taking a beating, and he knew they needed something big to turn this fight around. "Commander Phillips," he barked, "initiate Operation Sandstorm." Unleashing the sandstorm. Phillips's eyes widened. "Sir, are you sure? That tech is still experimental. We're out of options. Do it." With a nod, Phillips keyed in the command. Deep in the bowels of each human ship, specialized launch tubes hummed to life. A cloud of glittering specks erupted from the Black Fleet vessels, spreading outward in an ever-expanding sphere. The Androman response. Emperor Prior's triumphant grin faded as status reports flooded in from across his fleet. Weapon systems misfired, shields fluctuated, and navigation computers spewed gibberish. "What's happening?" Prior demanded. His chief engineer, face ashen, pointed to a microscope feed on a nearby screen. Tiny machines, barely visible, swarmed through the ship's circuitry. The Emperor's fury was palpable as he ordered a fleet-wide electromagnetic pulse. A wave of energy rippled out from the Andromedan ships. The swarm of microdrones went dark, their circuits fried. But the pulse took its toll on the alien fleet as well. Ships drifted, their systems temporarily knocked offline. The final assault. Turning the tide. The Black Fleet surged forward. Beams of superheated plasma lanced out, tearing into the weakened Andran shields. Torpedoes found their marks, blossoming into spheres of nuclear fire against alien hulls. All ships ramming speed. The Emperor bellowed, "Crush these vermin." The massive Andran vessels turned into engines of destruction, plowing forward with reckless abandon. Human captains tried to evade, but there were too many. A heavy price. Roberts watched in horror as the ESS Dauntless, captained by his old friend Maul, took a direct hit from an Andran battleship. The human vessel crumpled without effort, exploding in a silent fireball. "Maul," Roberts cried out, his hands clenching the arms of his command chair. But there was no time to mourn. More Androman ships were closing in, and the Black Fleet was running out of room to maneuver. The final assault. With a heavy heart, Roberts knew there was only one option left. He opened a channel to all remaining human vessels. "This is Admiral Roberts. Prepare for one final ghost jump. We're going straight into the heart of their formation. It's do or die time, people." As acknowledgments came in from the surviving ships, Roberts took a deep breath. In mere moments, they'd either pull off the impossible or go down in a blaze of glory. The climactic battle. The Black Fleet vanished, leaving Emperor Prior to stare at empty space. The Andran admiral's eyes darted back and forth, knowing the humans could reappear anywhere. The fate of two civilizations hung in the balance as both sides braced for the Black Fleet's final desperate assault. The human counterstrike. Reappearing in the enemy's heart, the Black Fleet rematerialized within the core of the Andran formation. The element of surprise was their greatest asset. Human ships opened fire from all directions, their weapons hammering into the flanks of the alien vessels. Admiral Roberts's voice rang out across the fleet's communication channels. Focus fire. Take them down ship by ship. Coordinated attack. The Black Fleet's precision was unmatched. Each vessel targeted specific points on the Andron ships, exploiting weaknesses in their armor and shield harmonics. Explosions rippled through the alien fleet as human torpedoes struck true. Andron ships, unprepared for such an audacious assault, reeled and struggled to regain their footing. Uniting forces, the Indomitable leads the charge. On the bridge of the Indomitable, Captain Thorne directed the crew with rapid, decisive orders. The ship's massive rail guns unleashed their fury, puncturing the hulls of alien cruisers. Keep pushing. We have them on the run, Thorne shouted. The Indomitable led the charge, its powerful engines driving it deeper into the enemy's heart. Andron countermeasures. Emperor Prior, incensed and desperate, barked new orders to his fleet. All ships, defensive formation. Regroup and counterattack. The Androman vessels began to coalesce into a tighter formation, their shields interlinking to form a nearly impenetrable barrier. They returned fire with renewed ferocity, beams and torpedoes slicing through space towards the Black Fleet. Human ingenuity. The Black Fleet responded with a mix of agility and cunning. Using their ghost drives, they weaved in and out of the Andron formation, striking swiftly and fading before the aliens could lock onto their positions. Roberts watched the tactical display with steely determination. They're adapting faster than we expected. We need to keep them off balance. Deploy the drones. Drone swarm. Thousands of autonomous combat drones launched from the human ships, swarming towards the Andron fleet. These drones were equipped with advanced AI, capable of coordinating attacks and evading enemy fire with incredible precision. The drones darted through the gaps in the Andron defenses, targeting critical systems and causing chaos within their ranks. The turning point. The relentless assault began to take its toll on the Andron fleet. Ships buckled and exploded under the combined firepower of the Black Fleet and the drone swarm. Prior's forces, once seemingly invincible, were now faltering. Keep pressing. We're breaking them, Roberts urged his fleet, an unexpected ally. As the battle raged, sensors detected an incoming fleet. The Black Fleet braced for another wave of enemies, but to their astonishment, the newcomers opened fire on the Androns. A transmission came through from the lead ship. This is Admiral Tycho of the Centauri Alliance. We stand with humanity against the Andromedan threat. A united front. Roberts's face lit up with a grim smile. Looks like we have friends in high places. All ships, coordinate with the Centauri. Let's finish this. The combined forces of humanity and the Centauri Alliance launched a renewed assault on the Andron fleet. Their coordinated strikes overwhelmed the remaining alien vessels, driving them to the brink of defeat. The fall of the Empire. Emperor Prior's last stand. In a final act of desperation, Emperor Prior ordered his remaining ships to charge the human and Centauri forces. If we fall, we take them with us, he roared. The Andromedan ships surged forward, weapons blazing. The Black Fleet and their new allies held firm, meeting the assault head-on. The fall of the Empire. The clash was brutal and intense. The Indomitable and other human ships bore the brunt of the Andron onslaught, but they held their ground. One by one, the alien ships succumbed to the relentless firepower of the united forces. Finally, the Androman flagship exploded in a blinding flash, signaling the end of the battle. Victory at a cost. As the debris settled, Admiral Roberts took a moment to breathe. The Black Fleet had emerged victorious, but at a heavy price. Many brave souls had given their lives to ensure humanity's survival. We did it, he murmured, his voice filled with a mix of triumph and sorrow. We held the line. Looking forward, with the Andron threat vanquished, the survivors of the Black Fleet and their allies turned their attention to rebuilding and fortifying their defenses. The battle had proven the resilience and ingenuity of humanity, As they mourned their losses and celebrated their victory, one thing was clear: humanity would never again be underestimated. Rebuilding and reflection. Aftermath of the battle. The devastation of the battle was evident as the survivors navigated through the wreckage of the Andron fleet. The once pristine void was now littered with debris and the remnants of fallen ships. Teams of engineers and medics worked tirelessly to assess damage, rescue survivors, and tend to the wounded. Honoring the fallen. Admiral Roberts stood on the bridge of the Indomitable, looking out at the scene of destruction. He ordered a moment of silence to honor the fallen. "We owe our lives to their sacrifice. They will be remembered as heroes," he said solemnly. The crew bowed their heads, paying tribute to their comrades who had given their lives for the greater good. Strategic discussions. In the aftermath, high-level discussions were held with the Centauri Alliance. Admiral Tycho and Admiral Roberts met to discuss future cooperation and defense strategies. "Our alliance must be stronger than ever," Tycho stated. "The Andromedans won't be the last threat we face." Roberts nodded in agreement. "Together, we can ensure the safety and freedom of our people." Technological exchange. The Centauri shared advanced technologies with humanity, including improvements to the ghost drives and new weapon systems. In return, humanity provided insights into their own innovations. This exchange of knowledge bolstered both civilizations, preparing them for any future threats that might arise. Rebuilding the fleet. Efforts to rebuild the Black Fleet began in earnest. Shipyards on Earth, Luna, and Mars worked around the clock to construct new vessels and repair those damaged in battle. Engineers implemented the latest technologies, ensuring that the new fleet would be even more formidable than before. A new generation of warriors. Recruitment efforts surged as news of the battle spread throughout human space. Inspired by the bravery of the Black Fleet, countless individuals volunteered to join the ranks. Training programs were expanded, and a new generation of warriors prepared to defend humanity with unwavering resolve. Diplomatic outreach. Humanity's victory and the formation of the alliance with the Centauri sent ripples throughout the galaxy. Other civilizations, both friend and foe, took notice. Diplomatic envoys were dispatched to foster relationships and build coalitions against common threats. The message was clear: humanity and its allies were a force to be reckoned with. Personal reflections. Admiral Roberts took time to reflect on the battle and its implications. He visited the families of fallen crew members, offering his condolences and support. "Your loved ones fought bravely," he told them. "Their sacrifice has secured a future for us all." These personal connections reinforced his commitment to his duty and the people he served. Looking to the future, the Black Fleet's victory marked a turning point for humanity. They had faced a seemingly insurmountable foe and emerged victorious. But the journey was far from over. As they looked to the stars, they knew that challenges and adventures awaited. The spirit of exploration and the drive to protect their home would guide them forward. Strength in unity. The battle had forged a bond between humanity and the Centauri Alliance. This unity would be their greatest strength as they navigated the unknown reaches of space. With renewed determination, they set their sights on new horizons, ready to face whatever came their way. A message to the galaxy. Admiral Roberts addressed the galaxy in a broadcast, his words resonating with confidence and hope. "We are not alone, and we are not afraid. Together, we will explore, defend, and thrive. The future belongs to those who stand united." His message was a beacon of hope, a declaration of humanity's place among the stars.